Okay guys, welcome. Today's notes are over polynomial functions 5-3. So pause the video whenever you need to write everything down, but a leading coefficient is the coefficient of the term with the highest degree, and the degree of a polynomial is the value of the highest exponent. So taking a look at this, if you have a constant, the expression is just 12, then my degree is the value of the highest exponent. So this would be 12x to the 0 power. And we look at the exponents of our variables for degrees. So the degree is 0 and our leading coefficient is 12. For our degree here of a linear expression, 4x to the first power, so my degree is 1. And these do need to be in order from least to greatest. My leading coefficient is 4. Here, for a quadratic 5x squared minus 6x minus 9, the degree is 2, and its leading coefficient is 5. The degree for this cubic is 3, and the leading coefficient is 8. So the degree is your highest exponent, and if it is out of order, then you need to make it in correct order, descending order of your exponents. So the highest exponent first and then decreasing that. And then the leading coefficient is the coefficient for that term. A polynomial in one variable is a polynomial with only one variable. I know that sounds a little redundant, but that's what that means. A polynomial in one variable means that you have a polynomial but only one variable in it. So here are some examples. State the degree and leading coefficient of each polynomial in one variable, but if it is not a polynomial in one variable, explain why. The only way it will not be a polynomial in one variable is if it's not a polynomial, so you have some negative exponents or non-integer exponents, and also if you have more than one variable. So looking at the first one, 8x to the 5th is a monomial, 4x cubed is a monomial, 2x squared x squared is a monomial, x is a monomial, 3 is a monomial. So all of these are monomials. There's only one variable here, so this is a polynomial in one variable. The degree is the highest exponent, so right here it's 5. Leading coefficient is the coefficient for that degree, which is 8. Here we have a monomial. This is also a monomial, but there's two variables, so this is not polynomial in one variable. And we can stop there. It's still a polynomial, it's just not a polynomial in one variable. Last one, this is a polynomial. This is a monomial, this is a monomial. Monomial, monomial, so it is a polynomial. There's only one variable, so the degree, my largest exponent here is 8. And then the leading coefficient would be -4. Make sure you take the sign of it. So this one was out of order. Just look for the highest exponent. In this case was 8 in the middle over here. And then the leading coefficient is the coefficient for that term. Okay? Next is function values of variables. So to find f of, this is not multiplication. Okay, this is not multiplication. What we're finding is f of something, just like we have f of x here. This is not f times x, it's f of x to show that it is a function. We're trying to find, instead of f of x, f of 3c minus 4 minus 5, now this is multiplication, 5 times f of c. We have f of x. If we want to know what f of 3c minus 4 is, we're going to replace all of the x's with 3c minus 4. I would cut this into pieces. So first I would do f of 3c minus 4. So this x, I'm going to instead put 3c minus 4 squared plus 2 times 3c minus 4 minus 3. And I'm going to simplify this for right now. So this right here, to square 3c minus 4, this is not a monomial. You need to multiply this times itself. The biggest mistake that people do is they just distribute, and that's not how math works. It's not. This is not it. This is not correct. That is illegal math. What you need to do is square this. 3c squared is 9c squared. Multiply these two terms, you get negative 12c, and then double that. So negative 24c. And then square the last term, positive 16. That is correct. So make sure you're doing that and not the illegal math of distributing. You can only do that if it is a monomial. This is a binomial. Okay, and then I would distribute this too. So plus 6c minus 8 minus 3. And then we have this, and we'll just simplify by combining like terms. 9c squared, we can combine negative 24c and 6c and get negative 18c. We can combine 16, negative 8, and negative 3 and get positive 5. So this is what f of 3c minus 4 equals. Now we don't want just f of 3c minus 4. We want f of 3c minus 4 minus 5 times f of c. So that's the next piece that we're going to do. We'll do negative 5 f of c. So I have a negative 5 that I'm going to multiply, and f of c just means instead of x's, just replace them with c's. So c squared plus 2 times c minus 3, and then we're going to multiply by 5. Negative 5c squared minus 10c plus 15. So this is what this is, negative 5 f of c is equal to. And then we just combine these two. So this and this, 9c squared and negative 5c squared will be positive 4c squared. Negative 18, negative 10, negative 28c. Okay, and then 5 and 15 would be positive 20. Okay? Go ahead and try this one on your own. Pause the video and see what you get. Okay, so hopefully you got this answer, 37a squared minus 75a plus 46. For g of 5a minus 2, I got this. For 3 times g of 2a, we got this. And then combine those both together to get that in orange. Okay? And behavior of a polynomial. So here we have 4 different options. Either your degree is even, or it's odd, and your leading coefficient is positive or it's negative. So for an even degree with a positive leading coefficient, for example, that could be like positive 2x squared or 7x to the 4th. As long as the leading coefficient is positive and the degree is even, they will have the same end behavior. Your graph will both look like this, where the ends are pointing both towards positive infinity. This is negative infinity. This is negative infinity. So our end behavior, you will write it like this. As x approaches negative infinity, f of x approaches, so as x goes to negative infinity, y will approach positive infinity. So this is your entire end behavior. As x approaches positive infinity, f of x approaches, so if we go to the positive side, it's still approaching positive infinity, the end. So this is your end behavior. This is what you would write for end behavior of any even degree positive leading coefficient polynomial. When you have a degree that's even but the leading coefficient is negative, then instead of opening upwards like this, it will open downwards like this. So you know that from your examples of quadratic. So I could have a negative 4x squared, or even a negative 18x to the 10th. All of those will open downwards like this. Your x-axis, this is going towards positive infinity. This is going towards negative infinity. And looking at the ends of your graph, they're also both going towards negative infinity. So the only thing that changes here, the first part does not change. It's always as x approaches negative infinity, f of x approaches. It's just this last thing that changes. As x approaches positive infinity, f of x approaches. So this part will always stay the same. The only thing you need to fill out is the ending part. So both of these are going towards negative infinity. That's your entire end behavior. So even for the odd degree positive leading coefficients, the beginning part will always be the same. It's just that last one that you need to fill in. As x approaches negative infinity, f of x approaches. As x approaches positive infinity, f of x approaches. So for an odd degree with a positive leading coefficient, odd positive means that it will go something like this. So here's negative infinity, here's positive infinity. As x is going towards negative infinity, this arrow is also going towards negative infinity. As x goes to positive infinity on the right side, this arrow is going towards positive infinity. So here you can tell with the even, both of these are going in the same place, infinity, infinity, negative infinity, negative infinity. But with the odd, it's going in opposite directions. One's going towards negative, the other one's going towards positive. So when you look at your graphs, you can easily tell whether it's odd or even simply by looking at the ends. Are the ends facing in the same direction? Then it's even. If the ends are facing in opposite directions, then it's odd. Here, it's going to be the opposite. When x goes towards negative infinity, it's going to go to positive infinity. And when x goes to positive infinity, f of x will go towards negative infinity. And it's also easy to tell whether the leading coefficient is positive, because if you look at both the positives, what they have in common is that the right side of your graph will go towards positive infinity. And for your negative leading coefficients, the right side of your graph will go towards negative infinity. So that's the easy way to tell your end behavior of any polynomial function. So go ahead and pause the video here and try to determine the answers to these two graphs. Okay, so these are the answers that you should have gotten. Let me know if you have any questions in class.